All right, so I didn't go on at noon. I'm not going on at 1. I'm going on at 12:30. Kind of split the middle and see if I can go an hour or an hour and a half because that's the way I roll. Because I'm a rocker, I'm a roller. No, I'm not really any of those things. I'm gonna be honest with you. Not any. I'm none of those things. Let me get some updates here. Fix a couple things real quick, like cat like. You might even say. I mean, I don't know if you would really say that. I don't even know who I'm talking to at this point. There's nobody even on. If you're watching this later on, I'm talking to you. I'm talking to future people. They're going to be watching. Okay. Because the children are our future. All right. Let's see what we got here. Hopefully, this doesn't throw anybody that like they're like, oh, he didn't. I guess he's not going on till 1, and then I go on at 12:30. But also gives me some time to get some writing in as well. Ooh. Open up my lunch. Nope. Every time I start it, I always seem to screw up some words. Getting some words. Babadabadab. I really don't have a ton that I need to write today. Even though I took off yesterday, I did not write at all yesterday. But I had a good couple days before Monday and Tuesday this week. And even Wednesday was not a bad writing day. So I've had good days. I've also had Dunkin' today. So there is that. If anybody has any questions, concerns, comments, whatever, throw them in there. Let's talk. I'm already bored. I'm just gonna put the fan on. Even though it's 64 degrees out, I probably should open the windows. Maybe I'll open the windows. Be right back. I'm gonna open the windows. Look at the cat. Yeah. The window's open. You gotta immediately go check. No need to be excited. Just opening some windows. Opening some windows. I'll open my window a little bit. A little cold out. All right. Now get some writing in. Charge my watch. Literally, it's a watch. It was counting steps for me, health stuff, and then since I'm fat and lazy, I'm breathing heavy just by opening a couple 3 windows, 4 windows. There he is, Peter Marsh says. There he is. Peter, were you on when I set up the kick stuff and then realized, because Peter Marsh didn't do all of the research he was supposed to do, that on the free account, I can only log into 2 destinations at once. So I could not add the kick as a third one, which sucked. Not that it looks like there's anybody on there that is writing, but still, it would have been nice. Would have been nice. I'm trying to figure out how to incorporate the kick into this. You will lead the way. I want to get on there. I just want to see what happens. So I'm wondering. The problem then is, like, maybe I could do YouTube Live and Kick as like a bonus day one time, because then I would still get the YouTube in there, and maybe I get some people watching on YouTube where I get the credit for people watching, and then see if anybody's even on Kick. So that might be the thing. Maybe Sunday afternoon, since there's no football. Sunday afternoon might be the way to do it. But who can say? How are you doing? You still got snow on the ground out there? We got our Sunday writing sessions. Yes, definitely Sunday writing session this Sunday. That's a given. There was ice, but it has all but melted. It was 70 degrees yesterday. Wow, nice. Getting colder again. Yet it's 64 in Jacksonville right now. I think the high is 68 or something today. I got all the windows open. I even left the house this morning. I went to the library, picked up a book as part of my 4 books to read February 2026 video that I just posted maybe an hour ago or less. and dropped off a couple books. I don't know. Watch the video. It says it in the video. It's a nonfiction book. Elise Meyer is her name. I watch her videos all the time. She's like a influencer or something. She's like a comedian. I don't know. She's got some good stories. So I grabbed her book from the library. C. Wall says we're still in the 20s and 30s in Mississippi, but pretty much all the ice is gone. Nice. Peter Marsh, do you follow C. Wall's writer on Substack? You put out, if I'm not mistaken, I might be talking out of turn. You put some flash fiction, some microfiction up on your site recently, and I thought it was pretty good. I do use Substack. Thanks. I know it was kind of a leading question, but look him up. C. Wall's writer. I don't know. Is it like Charlie Walls? C. Walsh. What is the guy's name? Walls. Walls. What's your thing on there? Is it C. Walls? Or is it Charlie Walls or Chucky Walls? Charlie Walls. Walls. And he has some flash fiction up there that he just put up. And other stuff. Peter Marsh, check it out. You two link together. Yeah, I'm definitely excited for Sunday to get some writing in Sunday morning with you, Peter. I'll send a link to Frank and also to Amanda, but I think Amanda's got her daughter, so she probably won't join in, but I'll send it anyway. Peter Marsh says, just subscribe to him. Very cool. We all need to help one another. We're all one big freaking team. You know what I'm saying? Peter Marsh says, I do. Oh, I didn't even propose to you. Not yet, anyway. Just going through clearing out some of these friggin' 80 billion emails. Most of them are like, oh, so you have like 50 new emails. Oh, 22 of them are from spam accounts. Thanks. Thanks for wasting my time and yours. You were in a feisty mood today. Yeah, I left the house. It's Positive Friday. I left the house. I went to the library. And then I stopped at Dunkin'. And my wife had called. She had to go and do a couple of things, and then she was on her way to work. So she called it like that moment. And I was in line for Dunkin', and then all of a sudden I was like, "Hey, listen, I gotta go. I'm in the line for Dunkin'." And she's like, "All right," but I didn't want her to hear my order. Because I'm like, you know what? This will be my lunch. It's 11 o'clock. This is my lunch. Large hot coffee, Britney Spears, just 5 cream and 5 sugar, light and sweet. Then I got a cinnamon raisin bagel with cream cheese, and I got a cinnamon raisin bagel with bacon, egg, and cheese. And the guy in front of me, I always get this guy in line in front of me whenever I go anywhere. They handed him a small coffee, and it was very light. And he says, "This is too light." And he handed back, and the lady's like, "All right, do you want me to? I'll make you another one." "Yeah, I want another one. It can't be that light." And she's like, "Well, you asked for like 4 cream, and it's a small." "Yeah, but they don't make it. When they make it, it's not that light." And then she came back, and it looked just. She's like, "That's 4 cream. That's wrong. I'm not accepting that. I'm going to get my money back in a second." So then she comes back, and another one. You can see it's not as light, and she's like, "Here you go." And he's like, "Is that 4 cream?" And just the look on her face, she's like, yeah. Like, you idiot. They probably put like 2 cream in it, if that. And then he finally drove away. And then I pulled up and I said, she handed me the cup and I says, that 5 cream, 5, does that look light? And she like, well, and I said, I'm just joking. That guy was an asshole. And she's like, yes, he was. I'm like, I thought that was funny. What's he arguing with you about? Obviously, in a small, if you put 4 cream in a small coffee, it's gonna look light. It's crazy. This world is just insane. I got invited to a new publisher. I don't want to say the name because I don't know if I'm going to be working with them or not. That just started up and they want a crime thriller novel from me. And I'm like, I don't have anything handy. I could write something, but are we talk? What kind of money are we talking? What kind of thing? I'm not just writing a book so I can just write a book for you guys. No, thank you. And then the library wants me to do an interview with somebody who's coming in. Another author with this will be here in a couple of months. And I'm like, yeah, sure. I got no problem with that. I got no problem with that. Where's the rest of our crew on here? Peter Moore says, I don't know. I got Charlie on, I'm going to call you Charlie. I got Charlie on YouTube, and I got you on Twitch, Pete. But it says I have 3 or 4 people, keeps going back and forth. So I'm guessing other just random people keep just kind of checking in. And they're like, oh, he's writing. And then like, this guy ain't writing. When the heck is this guy going to write something? Oh, there's Nick Zimba. He's laying low. The cops are after him because he's been blowing up half of Minnesota, or Wisconsin. Well, blowing up half of Milwaukee trying to look for that treasure. That treasure that is not there anymore. Because I found it. Peter Marsh says, what are you writing today? I am writing the sequel to the sequel of Dying Days. So I got this thing, right? Let me pull up my sheet where I have all the. I think I described this in a video, which you better have seen, and if you have not, you need to watch it 3 times. If you've seen it, watch it 2 more times. My tier 1, I call it, of all the things that I'm currently working on. What the writing goal, word counts, what my actual is so far, and then how much is left. And so I have my my Southern Gothic Noir. The goal is 80,000 words. I'm at 22,023. White Trash, which is the thing me and Tom are working on. My half of the book would be 31,500. I'm at 12,057. Mammoth, which is the last book I'll be writing for Severed Press. The goal is 30,000 words. I'm at 10,427. Shot in the Dark, which is a ex-military thriller that I'm writing every month, a chapter every month on Patreon. Goal is 63,000 words. That one's at 17,537. And then the sequel to the sequel, which is Carnifex. The goal is 50,000 words. I'm at 10,003. So looking at this, that nothing is like those 5 books, nothing is a priority. And I got to wait for Tom to write another chapter, and it takes him a week or more, which is annoying. So I look at it and I go, which one has the least amount of words right now? And I'm like, well, Carnifex has like 400 words less than Mammoth. So if I can write a page of Carnifex and get over like 500 words, and then I'll switch to Mammoth either today or later or tomorrow or the next, whatever. So I'm trying to get all the word counts close, and there's no real reason for it. I'm gonna be honest with you, no reason other than it gives me something to do. So there's my answer, if you want to call it that. If that's your list. What is this? Oh, I got another comment. I like comments, and then I like answering promptly. Yeah, I will be reviewing the Dean Koontz book when I'm done with it. Yeah, that's what I said. So I broke 5,300 followers or subscribers. What I keep saying followers. 5,300 subscribers on YouTube, which is very good, but I only have 1,536 watch hours. So I need everybody to watch 2,500 hours like today. Or else. And spammers calling me again. Stop calling me. Tish Bouvier. I hope I said that right. Hello, waving from Texas. I'm waving back from Jacksonville, Florida. Where are you in Texas? Roughly. Peter Marsh is in. He's on Twitch right now. But you guys are all in the comments, so I can see everybody's comments. He is from San Antonio. I think there's a song about San Antonio. Tish is from Houston. Peter Marsh is from the. I'm sorry. Correct me. He is from the Austin area, Cedar Park. Nice. Tish says, we got a chill going on here today, 40 degrees. We are at 64 here. I got all the windows open. Me and the cats and the dog are loving it. It always gets the cats all worked up, and then they chase each other and fight and stuff. Is great. And then by the time my wife gets home, they're all tired out and sleeping. Peter Marsh says, same here. I have been to the Houston area many times. Santa Fe Dickinson. Nick Zinn, who is up in Milwaukee, says 18 here. It's beautiful today then. Tish Bouvier, is that how you say it? Even if it's not, that's how I'm saying it. I'm not going to say Bouvier. And that's my kind of weather. Everybody always butchers my last name, so. They always say Rosamilia. That seems to be the my entire life. Rosamilia. Like it's Rosamilia. But whatever. Peter Marsh says, I am just applying for part-time jobs while at my full-time job. Nice. Delivered in some pizzas or something. Maybe a beeper store. Tanning salon. They still have those, don't they? I think they probably got to have tanning salons, right? Still? Or no? People probably do that at home now. Anyway, I'm trying to write this sequel of a sequel to my zombie series, but there's no zombies in this. Peter says, I have tried Pizza Hut, Petco, PetSmart, Costco, P. Terry's. I don't know if you all have that. I don't know what P. Terry's is. Why do you do like Nick? Nick did the Uber, DoorDash, Lyft, something like that for a while. Is a burger place. Is it a good burger place? Is it a good burger? I don't even know what that is. How would it compare to Whataburger? And another spam. Let's 4 spam calls. I've been on 26 minutes. Nick says Grubhub and DoorDash. I did. I know you did something like that. You don't do those anymore, though? If you're just like, you know what? I want to get a burger. You say to your imaginary girlfriend, order something. I'll go pick it up and I'll make money. Pitamar says it's really delicious. I think it is better than Whataburger. Whoa. Those are fighting words. And cheaper. That's probably true. We don't have a Whataburger on this side of town. That's the problem. So it's like, hey, let's go get Whataburger 30 minutes away. You got to eat it there. I mean, you can't bring it home. I remember my wife's father, my father-in-law, when he was a kid, he worked at Crystal Burgers, which is, to me, is a cheap ripoff of White Castle. And then, he passed away a couple, 3 years ago. But before that, he's like, yeah, we went to White Castle. We went to Crystal. It was awful. And Shelly's like, why? And he's like, oh, it was just they were like all hard and stuff. She's like, what are you talking about? He's like, oh yeah, we brought them home and she's like, you're like 20 minutes away. Why would you buy those burgers and then bring them all the way home and then take your time and sit down and eat them? Of course they're going to be gross. Like, you don't eat those like that. What is wrong with you? It's like there's certain food you just can't bring home. You know what I mean? You can't be like, oh, I'm gonna eat this, but I'm gonna wait 20. I'm gonna get a taco, but then I'm gonna wait 20 minutes to get home, and then this taco is gonna be gross, and I'm gonna be like, why is this taco gross? I don't get it. You get it. You definitely get it. I just don't feel it today. I'm not feeling it. Tomorrow I will not be writing. I don't believe. My wife is off tomorrow. And so we'll probably end up doing something. We'll probably go to Clark Brothers to get a sandwich. I went there yesterday with a local guy who C. Paul Wiggins. I'll be reading his book in February and doing a review of it. But so we went. We always pick you pick a place, I pick a place. I'm like, let's go to Clark Brothers. So we went. I like it. I got a huge cheesesteak sandwich, especially for Florida. Some onion rings. I brought half the cheesesteak and half the onion rings home and had that for dinner last night. But while we were there, he's like, Friday and Saturday, like you came in a day early, we do our Monte Cristos. And if you don't know what a Monte Cristo is, down here in the South, they deep fry them. Up north, we do it a little different. So they basically take ham, turkey, and Swiss, and then you wrap it in bread, and then you deep fry it. And see, they normally share it with serve it with raspberry jam. I don't do raspberry jam. I like maple syrup. And every place I've ever gone down here in the 25 years never has maple syrup. So I put out a call on Facebook several months ago. And I'm like, does anybody have maple syrup? And he's like, I do. I have a Monte Cristo. And so I've gone a couple times and had it. He does it the last weekend of every month. Big seller, apparently. And I was like, yeah. So I said, he recognized me, even though I hadn't been in there in like 3-4 months. And I was like, well, so he was like, I got maple syrup for you. I was like, all right, well, I don't know if I can get back this weekend. It's up to the wife. And he's like, tell her I respectfully invite her to come Saturday for lunch. I said, you know what? I will tell her that. So I told her, and she's like, you want to go there for lunch? I said, yeah. So we're going to hit Little Free Libraries Saturday. We're going to get up and clean the house and do the normal weekend thing that we have to do. Clean, vacuum, whatever. We'll get some lunch, hit some Little Free Libraries, and then we're going to come home. And I don't know from there. Peter Marsh says, I actually do feel like writing today after I apply for some more of these jobs. Yeah. A bookstore? You got a bookstore out there? Texans read books? Peter Marsh says, HE double hockey sticks. Yeah. I go to Half Price Books. We don't have Half Price Books here, but I've been to the Half Price Book, the various stores several times on our travels. Peter Marsh says, I use the library a lot. When you apply to be a librarian? When do you apply for a slaughterhouse? That seems like a fun job. Peter Marsh says, that's not a bad idea. The slaughterhouse one we're talking about, right? Tish says, we only have one out in Katy, Half Price Books. My ex-wife, my second ex-wife, and my middle child, they live in Katy, Texas. She moved out there about a dozen years or so. She was a manager for Cracker Barrel in Katy, Texas, for many years. I don't think she does that job anymore. I haven't spoken to her in forever, and my youngest she keeps in touch, and so she's always like, Mom wants to know about them. Like, I don't want to have anything to do with your mother. I literally have not talked to your mother in about 15 years. I want nothing to do with your mother. Tish says, but it's been years since I went inside. Peter Marsh says we can all hang out. Yeah. If you sleep with my second ex-wife, Peter, please be careful. Get a tetanus shot. Tish says, LOL. Peter says, do I have to charge her for the upgrade? Wow. There are probably some really good. Why don't you work at like a steakhouse or something, Peter? Dishwasher. Busboy. Busboy, can I get a clean fork? Busboy, could you tell our waitress we've been waiting for 4 minutes? I'd like to order an appetizer. Peter Marsh says, no joke, I would be a dishwasher. I don't think that would be a bad job. I think that would be a good mindless job. If you were allowed to wear headphones, block everybody out and just wash dishes till your hands pruned. They probably have like all kinds of magic dishwashers and stuff now, I only worked fast food at one place in like 1988. I think I was still in high school. I was a graduate, still yet to graduate at that point. And I worked at a chicken, Cluck You Chicken. And I worked there for about 4 days. And then I decided I will never work in the food service industry again for the rest of my life. And I did not so far. You don't want some job where you have to like do stuff, where you're like, you got a lot of questions and stuff like that. One of my favorite jobs was I worked at Staples as a second job. Um, 2 days a week on my 2 days off from my normal job. And I was the stock person for the pens, for like six aisles of all these pens and pencils and various items. And so I watched I would do that. I literally would go in the back and go, where's my pallet of pens? And then I would have to break it down and put it away at 6 o'clock in the morning. I'm in there by noon. I'm done. 2 days a week. Peter Marsh says, my coworkers are desperately trying to get my attention over here. It's actually pretty comical. No joke, one of them set off a dance party button and is dancing right now. You need to get out of there. Those people seem insane. That was a good job, but then they had to fire me because they'd be like, oh, you got to come in a Sunday morning. We have our meeting once a month. And I'm like, yeah, I work my other job. I can't come in. Well, you have to be here by 9. I'm like, well, then I can't make it. Well, then I don't know if we could put you on the schedule the next week. I'm like, whatever. Nick says, or join that dance party. You know what? Nick always makes lemonade. I mean, literally at home, he just loves making lemonade. Ooh, burping up those two cinnamon raisin bagels I had today. Peter says they finally got me. They need to stop. What they need to do is they need to sign in to Twitch and hang out with us. Is what they need to do. Mm-hmm. Tish says, so this is where everyone is at. And she just subbed. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Yeah, everybody is on Twitch, although I would rather everybody was on YouTube because then I get I get time served on there, and I need like a lot of hours watched on there. But you know what? If you're on here and you're hanging out with everybody, that's cool too. That's not a problem. Long as you're on, that's all I care about. And at some point next week, I might jump in maybe like on Tuesday or Yeah, Tuesday or Thursday, I might jump on, but not do Twitch. I might just do YouTube Live and then Kick and see what the fuss is over there. I can't do all three because I'm not paying $45 a month to test that out. No, thank you. Stupid Canada geese. Go home. Good times though. Good times. I've hit that wall already where I'm like, I'll probably do. I'll probably try to do an hour. That would be, I guess, the goal. I'm like 42 minutes right now, so maybe I'll get this page done. Maybe that would be nice. Yep. All right, I hit the next page. That's something. I did not take out anything for dinner though. To be honest, this is probably not good. Probably not good at all. Hmm. I was looking something up. Now I can't remember what that something is. Good job. Yeah, it was like, oh, I got to look at. No idea what I was doing. God, don't get old. Do not get old. Maybe don't bang against the desk so many times. Cat. That is your real name. It's actually amazing. All right, Tish, I followed you back. Everybody's posting about all the scams. We get it. We know there's scams. Why do we just keep talking about? Oh, I just ran into this one. Okay, who cares? If any book club or any famous author that magically has a Gmail account or an AOL account now, apparently sending you messages, guess what? It's not real. Hit the spam button and move on. Charlie says, LOL. Charlie says, if you could just say, don't get old, time slows down. Oh, it's just brutal. I literally was like, oh, I gotta go on this and I don't know why now. Nick, if you're still on, I watched a very good documentary yesterday. Two documentaries, actually, I watched yesterday. One was on Susie Quattro. You might know her as Leather Tuscadero from Happy Days for apparently 3 seasons. I didn't realize she was on for that much. But the rock and roll Susie Quattro. It's a good documentary. A lot of problems with her and her family, her and her sisters, who were very jealous of her. It was pretty good. Charlie says, "So you mean my message from Harlan Ellison yesterday probably isn't real?" No, I think that one is real. I think Harlan is definitely. I always like when it's like, oh, so and so did me. Yeah, they died in like 1967. And then I watched a documentary on Nick Menza, who played the drums in Megadeth for 10 years. That was a sad one. He seemed like a really good guy who's no longer with us. I watched this on, you know what I watched them on? Fawsome. Anybody hear that? Hear that one? F Awesome basically is the name of it. It's like a app on your television. It's free. They have a bunch of movies I've never even heard of on there. I watched a couple of those yesterday. My thing was yesterday I went to lunch with the filmmaker / author guy. Tish has never heard of that. Yeah, I looked it up on the app list. I was originally I wanted to watch Tomato Red, the movie. I just read the book and did a review of it. Everybody needs to go and watch. It's like a 10-minute video. And so he said, "Oh no, it's on Tubi. Watch it for free on Tubi." And I'm like, "All right," because I'm not spending like $8 on this movie or any movie. And it was not on Tubi, and I was like, oh. And then I'm looking at the list of all the movie places, the free ones like Tubi or Plex or whatever. And I saw on my TV it said new Fawsome. I'm like, what a dumb name. Let me see what's on Fawsome. Then I started looking through and I found those two and I watched Fawsome. Pretty good though. Pretty good. Fawsome. I'll have to look it up. Never heard of it. Ridiculous name, right? Isn't that a ridiculous name? But like their thing is like all movies, all free all the time, something like that. I know why I got on. Duh. I got on to message my wife and say I did not thaw anything out. Man, I'm getting old. And she's gonna go, oh, because you think we're gonna go out, or you think we're gonna order Chinese food or something. That's what she's gonna say. But you know what? I didn't do it like that. I did it because I'm an idiot. Just says, oh, I found it. Fossum. I need to look through out apps since it's free. Yeah, it's free. D. Leroy says, madness. Fossum is available in South Africa. Normally, it is all region restricted. Hopefully, they have some good movies and shows on there you can watch. Until yesterday, I had never even heard of it. Pretty fun. Well, that tomato red I'm looking for, but they don't. It's available only for like to purchase it for $7.99 at a couple of places. And so he's like, "Oh, no, it's on Tubi," and I'm like, "In your area, it's on Tubi. Here, it's not available. So stop saying that." Stop teasing me with it, you know? I'm getting sick of it. I don't even know why I'm on. I'm on Facebook at this point, so I can easily send a message to my wife, who, when she's at work, her Facebook is always on. Because all it is at this point is just ads. Dealer says, haha, that is literally the same as me. All I do is send videos to my wife and her to me. Exactly. Last night she's at her excuse me, she's at her mom's for dinner until like 10 o'clock. And I'm sitting on the couch and I got like live PD on with muted, and I'm just watching videos on my phone. And then every now and then it's like, it's a cat video that reminds me of one of the cats, and then I just tag her on it. And then she'll get home and I'm like, I tagged you on like 8 videos. And she go, oh, I tagged you on 5. Yeah, only purpose is right. Good times. That for my 84-year-old father to send me soccer videos. Nick Sim was away for a minute. Yeah, we call it soccer. If you say football, it just gets so confusing. Nixon said her Catherine O'Hara died. No, really? can't be true. Say it ain't so. Ah, she died. And she'll never run into her son Culkin like they do. Send cards every year. Ah, well, that sucks. And send that to my wife. That's why we have Facebook. Start the SCTV marathon. Exactly. Let's all rewatch Schitt's Creek. And I didn't say a bad word, YouTube, so don't ban me or anything. Ooh, burping. I haven't seen anything from books of horror in a while, and I'm fine with that because all it is, oh, I need this craziest story ever. I'm 14 words into this new book. Does this get any better? It says Italian artist sells invisible sculpture for $18,000. That can't be real. What's up, Alice? This says people born in 2001 are turning 50 years old this year. Let that sink in. That's not like you're an idiot. D. LaRue says 100% real man. All right. That's a crazy, crazy thing. It's not crazy that the dude did it. Good for you. You know what I'm saying? Kudos to you for doing that. It's the person who paid $18,000 for that. Because I would pay nothing. And go, you know what? Oh, I bought that. Yeah, $100,000 I paid for it. It's right there in the corner. Please don't walk into it. Troy says, yeah, there's a lot of that on Books of Horror, or recommend a book to me that will destroy me and my entire bloodline and all future grandchildren. Yes, and if it's anything less than that, I don't want to hear about it. Contemporary art is wackadoo. Dealer says, yeah. I always like when I go to any convention, horror convention, and there's always like, oh yeah, we're gonna do. I was at a an author that she's not even around anymore, but she had some really really graphic stuff, and she was doing her podcast, and she invited me on. She was like recording it with an audience, and there was like parents who brought in like a 6-year-old, like a 6-year-old little girl, and she was like, "Hey, this is going to get a little crazy. You might want to." No, she's been reading, and they're telling all the crazy books they're reading to this 6-year-old, and I'm like, you are off. Like you literally, this kid should be taken away from you. She's like 6 years old, and you're reading her like this, Wrath James White graphic, crazy stuff. I'm like, yeah, you are awful people. I was like, I'm not, I don't feel comfortable with a 6-year-old in the room. So we'll do this later. We ended up doing the doing the interview in private in another room without everybody around. I'm like, no, why are you doing that? Why are you that awful of a parent? Charlie says it is insane. It's insane, and it's not a once in a while. I see it a lot, which is why, like at AuthorCon this year, I noticed, which is coming up. I noticed they were like 18 and over, no exceptions for the gross out contest. No exceptions, because parents will bring their. Oh, he's 10. He's very mature for 10. He loves this stuff. Like, no, you're just an awful person. You got to protect your kids from stuff. Goodness. Reminds me of Marina Abramovic, just in terms of her art. I don't know who that is. I'm gonna look that up though. And then if it's something disgusting, I'm gonna be mad at you. Marina Abramovic. Marina Abramovic, artist. Now that I can afford to have bad reviews, I can't find any. She's a Serbian artist. Balkan erotic epic. Yeah, these just look weird. What the heck is that? Yeah, there's some nutty looking stuff on that. I'm not looking at any more of that weirdness. just all looks odd. I wonder where Frank is. Where'd Frank go? All right, I'm going to wrap this up unless somebody has something to throw at me. Something very important I need to answer. I'm going to wrap this up. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to be completely honest with you. It is nap time. Dealer says, it's art, Armand. Don't question it. Exactly. You know what? Exactly. Because I'm sure there's somebody out there, maybe not Marina herself, but there's people out there that would fight you to the death if you say that was not art. That wasn't just random weird images. Very random, very weird. Just odd. All right. I am Spooky Dad, what's up? I'm getting off right now. Basically, I've done an hour. Got on a little early. I'm tired. I'm going to take a nap, to be honest with you. I'm going to go take a nap, read a little bit more of this, what do you call it? Of this Dean Koontz, the new Dean Koontz book. I don't even know if I like it yet. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not even sure if it's totally different from all the other stuff he's written. D. Leroy says, enjoy your nap, man. Have a great weekend. You have a great weekend, too. Thanks for popping in. I appreciate it. Do me a favor, everybody. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Subscribe to my Twitch. Watch several thousand hours worth of my YouTube videos. I would appreciate that. I'm trying to get monetized here, to be honest with you. Tish says, it was nice hanging out with y'all. Going to grab some lunch and write. Good luck with the writing. I will be back Monday at noon Eastern Standard Time, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday every week, noon Eastern Standard Time. Next week, I will hopefully see everybody in. Dealer says, Dean has a soft spot always. It's like looking at your kids' artwork. Spooky Deaths has been painting a deck all morning. That does not sound like fun. Nixon says, bye. Bye, Nick. I will see you on Monday. Everybody have a great, great weekend. I might be on, there's a small chance I'll be on Sunday afternoon to test out the kick thing, but I'm not sure if I'm going to be on or not. I might just take the day off. Who knows? Who can say? All right, everybody. Thank you for watching. Thank you for hanging out with me. Thank you for all the great conversation.